Welcome back. Checking in for a quick update. We are pulling up to the field right now. We're checking in on the millet. We're going to go ahead and try to spray it either today or tomorrow and get it ready for a fire burn down here in another week or so. Had a lot of rain today, so I can't spray today, I don't think. But we'll see. We're going to see how mature it is. It's right at day 70, so we're getting really close to full maturity of those seeds. Let's take a look at these doves out here. They are sagging the line and all down in the sunflowers. We're out here at the sunflower field. Hope that showed up good on camera. There were a lot of doves out here. At least 20, a little over 20 on the line, probably another 15, 20 in the field. And there's not a whole lot of sunflowers, but they are wilting out good and dropping a lot of seed on the ground. And these birds are already in here. About 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks until the season comes in, and the birds are already stacking in here, so that's a really good sign. Let's go take a look at these sunflowers to show you kind of how they're wilting out, how the seeds are falling out on them. It's a pretty good sized head. And a lot of the seeds have fallen out of this guy, falling right there on the ground. And these are big seeds, these hybrids. I can pull one out of here for you. It's a pretty hardy seed right there. Those hybrids really produced a nice seed. And what's happening is these sunflowers slump over, those seeds are all slowly falling out on the ground. And that's what the doves are in here eating. Look at this big boy here. Yeah, almost all the seeds have fallen out of that big head. So they're getting on the ground early, which is good. You attract a lot more birds to the field, but you hope you don't lose all your sunflowers. But that's the point of German millet, is that's going to be the next fresh seed bank to be on the ground for them. So even if they're eating out a lot of these sunflowers 3 weeks ahead of the season, that millet will be fresh on the ground for them. Walk in here a little bit, some of these bigger ones, and just show you the value of herbicide usage. You can see how bare dirt that is. That's what the doves want, bare dirt. And you can see all the sunflower seeds that are falling down in there. I mean, there's a carpet of sunflower seeds in there, versus this area that got missed, full of weeds. And there's sunflower seeds in there, but they're not nearly as accessible. And that's the whole goal, is to get the ground as bare and as full of seed as possible. All the seeds have fallen out of him. So a lot of these sunflowers are already dropped on the ground and are just ripe for the birds to eat. Now this, I'm excited about. You can see behind me is a field full of matured out German foxtail millet. This is all about 3 feet tall, and every single plant has got a beautiful head on it. I mean, you're talking a 6-7 inch head with a lot of seed in it, and all that seed has matured out. So this has just started to turn yellow. You can see a little bit of yellowing. It's just starting to turn yellow, which tells me we're pretty much at maturity. And being 3 weeks out from the season, we need to go ahead and get this burned down with herbicide. A couple things I was reading, some people bush hog it and then burn it just to help the drying process. Some spray it, bush hog, burn it. Some just spray it and burn it. So there's kind of a couple different things you can do here. Because I'm always wanting to learn something new, I'm going to bush hog half of this field today and leave the other half standing, but spray it all tomorrow. But go ahead and get half of it on the ground today and just see if there's a noticeable difference in the half that was bush hogged versus the half that was remaining standing when we go to burn it. That bush hog half, I have to think, is going to dry up a lot quicker and burn a lot better when you're trying to burn just 7 days from now, and you need this to dry out as much as possible. So this foxtail millet is beautiful. I couldn't be happier with it. Really easy to put out. We just broad spread it over this whole field of wheat. Broad spread it, fertilize it, and we are off to the races. Alright, so in all my last videos, I've pretty much always been on the little tractor. I prefer that one for spreading, and spraying. It's a lot more nimble. There's no loader on it bouncing around. It's just a much smoother, more nimble, navigable tractor for some of these smaller spraying and spreading type jobs. The no loader on there is nice. It's not bouncing all around these rough fields. But today, for the bush hogging of the German millet field, we'll be on the big tractor. So this is a 4105 John Deere four-wheel drive tractor. It's got the loader on it. It's hydrostatic. It's got a top on it, just like the little one does. But the main difference is being it's a 40 horsepower and it's got a loader on it. Much more of a workhorse. It's just a bigger frame, bigger chassis, bigger tires, bigger motor, all around heavier tractor. This is what we do all our term plowing and disking with, and the heavier bush hogging. The littler tractor could absolutely do this bush hogging with no problem, but for the heavier, just thicker, 3-foot tall millet, this bigger tractor is going to be cutting through it a lot better. Let's go get this field cut. One thing I wanted to comment on real quick, I've noticed if I run this bush hog a little bit higher, instead of mulching everything down, it's actually just kind of beating it to the midpoint of the plant, and it's leaving the heads pretty well intact. So the heads aren't getting just absolutely shredded by running that bush hog real low to the ground. And I think that'll be more effective, because if you leave the head intact, then the seed's going to sit on there longer than actually being knocked off the head and then being dispersed all down to the ground. So just kind of a minor observation I want to share with you was running that bush hog just a little bit higher seems to be leaving those heads sitting there nice and pretty laid on the ground. Just got done mowing all this, and I want to take you through what we're doing again. But real quickly before I do, I just got a really exciting text message while I was on the tractor. My second child, my little boy who just turned 1 towards the end of July, he just took his first steps, which is pretty exciting. My other little boy didn't walk until 15 months, and my 1-year-old just took a walk at, a little over 1 year old. So that's really exciting. I'll put the video up right here.
Come on. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. I just got that text while I was out here. So let's go take a look at this real quick. A lot of these are just getting beat down. It's not actually mulching everything up. So all these seed heads are still very much intact. So when we come here to burn this, there'll be a lot of seed heads still sitting there all together. And that holds true throughout. So you got a lot of intact seed heads all in this half of the field, bush hog down. So we'll come back in here tomorrow with a mixture of glyphosate and diquat. Diquat being a contact herbicide will burn out this millet a lot quicker than glyphosate would. That'll allow us to burn it with fire a lot quicker, because it should dry it out a lot quicker when using that diquat. I was showing you some of the nicer heads here earlier. They're a solid 6, 7, 8 inches long in some cases, but there are a lot of them that are very stunted out. You know, inch and a half, you know, maybe 2 or 3 inches. There's a lot of smaller heads mixed in among here. You can see the taller, denser ones are the much bigger heads. Probably a factor of a little bit of overcrowding. You know, we put 15 pounds out here, which I thought was about right. So it may be a little overcrowded, a lot of competition for the nutrients. We put the label rate of fertilizer on it, but it just could be a factor of overcrowding. But by and far, there is a lot of seed head out here. Thanks you guys for joining me today. This is gonna bleed into tomorrow's video. We're gonna spray some herbicide out here. So by the time this blacks out, we'll be waking up here and we'll be back out here tomorrow. See you then. All right, here we are. Next morning, we're back out here at the farm. Gonna spray down the rest of that millet field. So we mowed half of it yesterday, and we're gonna spray the whole thing today. And it's a gorgeous day today, full sunshine, about 11 o'clock, so all the dew is off the field. We've got the sprayer loaded up with glyphosate mixed with diquat. Diquat is a contact herbicide, so it's gonna burn that leaf material a lot quicker than a systemic kill of the glyphosate would. So that's a mixture. It's just the fast-acting FarmWorks glyphosate from Tractor Supply at 4 ounces to the gallon. Got 30 gallons of solution, so right at a gallon of product in there. So we're loaded up here. Let's go get that field sprayed out. I was saying yesterday, all kinds of wildlife out here. Mr. Box Turtle's out here, so we do not want to hurt him. We're going to move him out of the field. All right, I think I'm gonna call an audible here. So I just sprayed out that first run of unmowed millet, and my boom just simply cannot get high enough to spray this millet real high up in here. And it's actually just kind of beating it down and spraying a little bit of the understory. So I don't know how effective that's really gonna be for spraying it to get a nice quick kill, because I need this dead before burning a week from now. And I just don't know that leaving that high alive and just beating it down and just getting herbicide in that understory is going to cut it. What I mowed yesterday has already browned out just from yesterday. So you're talking that's going to dry out a heck of a lot quicker than what's standing. So I think I'm going to leave this strip down the middle as a test, but I'm going to go hop on the big tractor and I'm going to mow the rest of this field real quick, then come through here and spray it. I just don't see that going from being 3 foot tall, green and happy, to being dry enough to burn in 7 days, even with the diquat mixed in. But after seeing this, very much already dried out, with the heads all still and very much intact. Anywhere you come out here and you can already see from what got mowed yesterday, it's drying out quickly. So calling an audible, part of the learning process. I'm gonna go hop on the big tractor, bush hog that again real quick, and then spray everything. Let's go do it. Alright, that made quick work of it. Took about 15, not even 15 minutes I don't think, to run 6 bush hog strips down through there. Box turtles, rabbits, field rats, you name it. Everything is living in that field. Let's go spray the rest of the other half and we will be done for today. Let's go do it. Alright, that's going to do it for today. Gave her a quick haircut, quick spray job. Got the sprayer back off and cleaned out. Gonna hook up the finish mower, get Dad set back up. But the next time you see me, we'll be setting that field on fire. And I am excited about that. A little nervous, but very excited. The forestry department said we can actually borrow a drip torch from them, which is good because it's a much safer way of doing it. Now that we've got it cut and sprayed, it should be plenty dry enough to burn in a week, I would think. I'm hoping there's a little bit of moisture in there to make it a slow burn because I do not want that whole field ablaze. But definitely want to stay tuned and watch the next video because it's going to be exciting. Thanks for hanging in there, and we'll see you in about a week. Thanks, guys.